So today, what I want to talk to you about is the design of products and services. So if we think back to operations management, what's really important are the 4 V's, the volume of goods or services volume of customers that we deal with, the variety of goods or services that we produce and deliver, the variation in demand. Does demand for our products or services, does it vary from different times of the day, different days of the week, or different months of the year? And the visibility, how visible are our services or products when we produce them and the customer interacts with them. Okay, so how much interaction does the customer have? How visible are we? These are the 4 V's. We also have to think about performance objectives. So quality, speed, cost, flexibility, and dependability. Okay, so what are we trying to provide to our customer? Is it that we are always dependable? Or is it that we are the best quality or the lowest cost? Is it that we're the fastest, the speediest? These type of things. Okay, so let me share my screen. I'll go into today's presentation. So design of services and products. Okay, so what is it that we're actually designing when we're thinking about products and services? The first thing that we're designing is the concept, the idea, if you like. So how does the customer use the service or product? What value are they going to put on it? So if we think about a hairdresser or a barber, are they coming simply for a haircut? Okay, just to come in, get the haircut, go back out again, as is the case with the majority of barber shops? Or is it more of an experience? So again, if you think about a hairdresser, for us ladies who haven't been to the hairdresser for a while now in lockdown, but I'm looking forward to going back to the hairdressers again. I'm looking forward to getting pampered with a cup of coffee when I'm there. I'm looking forward to having nice magazines to read as I get my hair done while I'm waiting, a nice chat with the staff, that type of thing. Excuse me. So it's more of an experience. So that's the concept. Okay, barbers quite often in, haircut, out again. Okay, quick bit of chat. No ambient music or anything like that. No looking at magazines unless you're just waiting in the queue. But it's just in, haircut, gone. Hairdresser, much more maybe of an experience. And this is without being gender specific or sexist in any way. It's just to illustrate what I mean by the difference between, is it straightforward? Is it more of an experience? We're talking about the variety, if you like. It's not just a cut. We've got different colours. We've got different things that can be done to hair and the hairdressers, all these different types of things. Okay. How does the concept work within the volume, variety, variation, and visibility framework? So our idea, if we're talking about hairdresser experience, and as I said, less volume, but more variety of services on offer. Okay, variation for demand, yeah, coming up for Christmas, wedding season, lots and lots and lots of demand. Okay, holiday season, that type of thing. And the visibility framework, both barbering and hairdressing are very high visibility, lots of interaction with the customer. So what is it we actually design? We had concept, now we have the package. So we have to think about all the component parts of the service or the good, the product that we're manufacturing. So if we're manufacturing a car, we have to think about the feel of the leather seats, the look of the steering wheel, the radio that we use, the different buttons, and the color of paint. It's the entire package. Again, if we go back to the service industry, talking about hairdressers and barbers, the package is the design of the salon. What colour is it? Is it spacious? Are the chairs comfy? Is there nice posters or nice artwork on the wall? How do the hairdressers or barbers dress? Do they have a company uniform, or are they all dressed really trendily, or are they just dressed the way that normal people dress? What products do they use on the customer's hair? Do they try and upsell those products to the customer as well? Is it really high class, expensive products, or is it just general everyday shampoo and conditioner? Do they have any ambient music in the background? If it's a chain of salons, do they have their own DJ channel, a radio channel, if you like, that type of thing? And again, how does the package sit within the volume, variety, variation, and visibility framework? How does it sit within the framework? Okay, so if it's low volume of customers but high variety, we would expect them to have lots of products to use in customers' hair. They would probably be in high class uniform, okay, ambient, wall design, colours, nice comfortable chairs, that type of thing. If we're looking at high volume of customers coming through, low variety of services, come in, get cut, get your hair cut, go back out again. Okay, then it could be just bog standard chairs, black chairs, white chairs, not expensive chairs. We wouldn't necessarily expect them to wear a uniform, although they may, but it might not be as designer or stylish a uniform as we would if it was a higher class establishment. And the variation and visibility, again, these are all very visible on the framework, okay? And the variation in demand we've already talked about. The process, okay, so what is the actual process that's happening? How are we designing the process for the customer? Do they want the simple haircut or the experience? We may have to add or remove steps in our process. So more recently with the pandemic, I noticed a few barbers were using an app for bookings, okay, when barbers and hairdressers were allowed. So a lot of the barber shops, what they'd done is they used an app, and instead of gentlemen or customers going in and waiting in the barber shop until it was their turn, they could pre-book a time on the app. So this was thinking about the process. Okay, how do we get customers in? How can we ensure customers come in at just set times? With my own hairdresser, I know that she designed it so that there was only one customer in at a time that she dealt with. She had to be with me for the full hour and a half that I was there. She couldn't have another customer in at the same time. Days before the pandemic, what used to happen was she would maybe see to my hair as I was sitting waiting for my colour to develop. Somebody else would be in and she'd be cutting their hair at the same time. Okay, no longer allowed. So they had to think about the process. And again, that we think about the process as it sits with our performance objectives as well. Okay, quality, speed, dependability, flexibility, and cost. Those barbers and hairdressers that I just spoke about, they were flexible enough to adapt their service and deal with the pandemic. Okay, they used apps for booking, or they used a different system where it was just one customer at a time. So they were very, very flexible. That did impact on the volume of people that they had through them. Okay, but the service was still dependable. It was still as fast as possible in case of barber shops, and high quality in the terms of my hairdresser. Okay, the cost, some shops may have increased their costs slightly, I'm not sure. The cost of the app and the cost of only being able to deal with one customer at a time in the hairdressers would have increased the cost of operations for the hairdresser and barber providers, but those costs were probably not passed on to us as the customer at this stage. Where do we get our ideas from? Well, really, we should learn and watch from our customers. I had a student several years back who worked in a local supermarket, and what he did is he watched lady shoppers who went in. He said they were an average of about 5'5", 5'6", and he noticed that they would reach for the shampoo products that were just at their eye height. Their own brand shampoo products were higher up, okay, but there was wasted space. As you know from marketing, many products will pay to be displayed at eye height, okay, premium display rate so that customers see them and take them. But there was wasted space. There was probably about 5-6 inches of wasted space on the shelf above that before the next shelf started, and then the supermarket own brand shampoos were up above. And as he watched these, he thought, why can't we just lower the shelves so that our own brand shampoos come down 5 inches, and then they can reach those just as easily as they can reach the premium brands. So although the premium brands were paying for the privilege of being at eye height so that the average height of a women customer would come in and grab them, by lowering the shelf down, getting rid of the unnecessary space between the shelves, the supermarket actually increased its sales of own brand shampoos and products quite substantially. So that's watching customers, and that was a very, very innovative idea. He was one of my HMC business customers, students. I always remember that. We should also pay attention. We can get more structured feedback from customer surveys and reviews online, or we can hold distinct focus groups where we ask them for ideas on new products. A lot of food manufacturing businesses will do that. They might develop a new product and then they get taster groups in. We should definitely listen to staff, as I said up here, okay? They tell us what works and what doesn't, what annoys customers, what customers are pleased at. So we really, really have to listen to our staff. We can look at other companies as well, okay? Competitors, similar companies or others. In a previous life, many years ago, I worked for an organisation that helped set up childcare establishments throughout Highlands and Islands, charitable establishments. And as a avid traveller, somebody who likes to go away quite a lot, I was booking my flights online using EasyJet and Ryanair, all these types of things. And I thought, why can't we have an online booking system for childcare rather than somebody standing on the end of the phone? If it's an online booking system, it doesn't matter if parent A is in Och and parent B is in Inverness, they both book at the same time. We'll know how many spaces are used and how much space we've got left for other children. And it's updated in real time as well. Some organisations will have research and development departments, and that's large companies. If you think Apple, Google, that type of thing. I think in Google, is it 20%, 1/5 of the working week is spent just chatting to colleagues, coming up with ideas, that type of thing. Not all of the ideas will work. Very few of them will work, but the good ideas come out of general chit chat like that, research and development. Some of them will get to development stage and then they'll be knocked back. I'm going to stop there for the moment and we'll come back to part 2 of this lesson later. Okay, so let me just stop sharing and come back and I will go on to part 2 shortly. Okay, thank you.